Music is life. Music is everything for me because I really like go places when I hear songs, y'all. What's up? I started off like crazy, don't I? This your girl Infamous Spooky back again. Okay, so I'm really trying to find my little wave with this thing. So just work with me. But I do have a positive message that I'm trying to get across. And whether it resonates with you or not, I hope it does kind of hit a little spot somewhere. You could relate to something. But today's show is not so long. I am by myself, and you know what I had to realize? Like podcasting is about that. Sometimes we have to reflect on our views and let the world hear from us. It just feels kind of crazy talking to the camera, but we do it all the time. My name is Infamous My Angel, aka Pookie. For those that do know me by that, I don't go by that no more. I killed that girl. She was a dangerous person, and she did not give a fuck. I do care now. But my wisdom for today, we're talking about, as you can see on the ticker, we are starting a series called Free From. We're going to take the next, three, maybe however long we need to. And we're going to list a couple things each week on Wizdom Wednesdays. That's going to be the theme. It's free from what? So this week we're going to be free from people pleasing. The reason why I chose people pleasing is simple because so many people in the world are doing it. I mean, you might not even think that you're doing it. You're doing it. It might not even be like a thought of that, oh, I don't need to do that. It just is automatic to you. And that's sad. It really is. So we need to really take a step back, and I'm going to open your eyes today. Okay, now, I'm done being, you know, somebody that you want me to be. That's how I want the message to be delivered. You know what I'm saying? So take a breath before you start this one. We're going to let all this sink in, okay? Because I'm finna talk to y'all real, okay? And now, nobody's perfect, but we want to be real. Now, how you be real is just be honest with yourself, and we're gonna keep it gut level honest. And this is the trap house, okay? So some of y'all not tired of people. You tired of the version that keeps showing up for people who wouldn't even show up for you like that. So yeah, let's start there. Because people pleasing, it look cute on the outside, but on the inside, that mess draining your spirit. You saying yes when your body is screaming no. You answering calls when you need silence. You giving love when you're running on empty, and then wondering why you feel overlooked, why you feel unappreciated, feel invisible. Baby, you invisible to them because you done made yourself optional. You made yourself optional. See me, I had to sit back and I had to really look in the mirror. Girl, you being used. You volunteering to be used, and that hurt. That was the biggest hurt. And I ain't judging you because sometimes we don't people please because we weak. We do it because we good people. We big-hearted, great people. We loyal. We love. You know what I'm saying? We be happy with them, we think. But, baby, you could be a good person and still have boundaries. Because being real don't mean being available 24/7. Being loving doesn't mean letting people cross you. And being kind doesn't mean being quiet when something don't feel right. Because when it's not right, it's not right. Now, let me say this slow. You don't got to earn your place in nobody's life. Okay, by overextending yourself. However you're overextending yourself, you might give too much time. You might not even want to, you know what I'm saying, be on that type of time. And they always on that type of time. You have to remove yourself out of situations when you really done outgrew. And it's okay. That's what people need to realize, for real. Because pleasing people that no longer please you is crazy. Because I can't see me giving myself more to somebody that is not pouring into me the same way. It does not work like that. Life revolves around reciprocity. Okay? And without reciprocity, we cannot go anywhere. That's how you should think. So if they can't value you in your natural state, they don't deserve the extra version of you anyways. Quit putting on this show for people or being, hush mouth, or I'm not going to say that because they wouldn't like that. Fuck that. Say it. Because motherfuckers don't give a damn about us. At the end of the day, really, really, really realize that some people, they do. They have seasons in your life. You have 4 seasons. And I learned this from Myron. Shout out to my co-host, Hustle Society Trap. Go check out his podcast. But for real, everybody has 4 seasons. You're going to see everybody in a different form, in a different nature, in a different kind of way on these seasons. You cannot fully know someone until you've done summer, spring, fall, and winter with their ass. Because You might be goddamn a little emotional during winter. Summertime, you might feel like you try to tend to act a little, carry on a little awful. But when you kind of interact with these people that you see you don't like what they're doing, why do you still be involved with that type of shit? And I see it all the time. I've been hearing it for like the last couple months from my friends in my inner circle that are going through a lot of stuff with people pleasing, myself included. I found myself pleasing my children when I find them very ungrateful because I feel like I'm making up for time that I don't really have to make up for. You know what I'm saying? We're here now, so we're gonna think about the now. We're not gonna think about the past. We're not gonna talk about what mommy used to do. Mommy's not doing it no more, type shit. So my people pleasing is different. I've outgrew that to a sense of you got one time to wrong me when it comes to me trying to be a genuine person and you do me wrong. I don't feel like that was okay or that's fair, but that's for you to deal with, not for me. Because maybe I just was the person that you had to, and maybe there was a lesson in that I had to learn. So stop looking at it like it's the person, because sometimes it's not the person, it's the spirit inside of the person that's conducting whatever needs to be done and it's crafted just for you. Dropping jewels, y'all. I mean, I really sat in tune with myself, and I really know who my higher power is. I know that I'm covered, smothered, protected, and chunked in the love and blood of Jesus. And I know that God has his protection around me, my whole entities, my little babies and everything. You know what I'm saying? My house, my everything. So I'm fully protected and covered. But am I perfect? No. Am I stress free? Some days I wake up and I be like, fuck this shit. And some days I wake up and I'm like, nah. But people pleasing has to cease in a lot of our lives, because I mean I'm really at peace. I've never been so much at peace in my life because I can sit in my house like this and I can do this and comfortably say like I have lived my life to where I'm to the point where I can help someone. I can encourage someone with words of encouragement, not monetary. We ain't never say we was, check the fuck up, we straight, we rich. You get a car, you get a car. No, but that's how some people will act. And it's not cool. Because there's no requirement on friendship but to be honest, real, and be a friend. But what is the definition of a friend? People have been categorizing friendship with monetary investments, or you have to do this. Everything is transactional, or you're definitely, I will say, beneficial, because benefits can be sex, love, conversation, attention, things that you're not getting. So benefits can be X'd out of that box. But as far as expectations, and I'm assuming that you're going to be this person that I want you to be, is crazy. So once you get up out of that mindset, I think that will be a great, great world. And some of y'all, you too scared that if you stop overgiving, people gonna leave and let me be free. Let me free. That I be, let me go. Okay. The people that leave when you said boundaries was only there for what you could do and what you had to give them anyway. So don't ever let that hurt. Let a motherfucker go. And it's easier said than done. We've heard that all our lives. I know I've heard that. Let them leave. You want to go, let them go. It's easier said. It comes out your mouth like that. But when a motherfucker leave your ass, you feel so, ugh. But you got to think about it. There was some good times. There was some bad times. But right now, we ending the time. Everything has a fucking end. We all know this. So enjoy it while you can. This is not like rocket science, okay? So let them go. You know what I'm saying? Let them go. You have to sometimes. And now this is not just people. I have to, we're talking about people pleasing, but you might be pleasing certain things in your life. Feeding into certain things in your life that you don't need to be feeding into, or keep indulging in things that you don't need to keep indulging into. You can look at this however you want to, but because you are breaking your back trying to keep people and comfortable, or, hide behind scenes and frames and faces and, just to keep up what? You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't you want to be who you are? That's another topic though. Because I do genuinely feel the world is fucked up because people are not out here living their truth. You know what I'm saying? So who wouldn't want to be you? Some of y'all feel this real, like, I wouldn't say it's a problem, but you feel like this need for acceptance from the world to like you, or you got to, step out in the sharpest shit or whatever. As long as my pussy clean, my underarms and shit, I'm out. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not finna pay for that high ass designer shit. People pleasing can come in the form of fashion too. Y'all want to please people by always going out. Oh, they know I put that shit on. You got to keep that up. But you ain't got no Food in the refrigerator. Like this weekend, fold day. I couldn't fold for y'all because I was like groceries or 404. And you know when you step outside, they're gonna have cameras possibly, so you don't want to look crazy, but you don't want to, you know what I'm saying, half step either, but you don't want to look crazy. So you gonna put some shit on, right? But what about home? Is home taken care of? You know what I'm saying? People, it's overly people pleasing out here for no reason, for none. Everybody's leaning on something that's not them or not of God. Okay. And when everybody needs you, and then you need somebody, there's nobody that will goddamn wake your ass up. Okay. That's silence, and that's your answer right there. So you gotta stop being everybody's emergency contact. Okay. You are not a bank. For those that everybody calls for money, you're not the bank. Go tell them to get a loan, okay? And start being your own priorities. Now, I'm not telling you to be cold-hearted, you know, the Boosie brother and them, but I'm not telling you to stop loving people because God said love everybody. But I'm telling you to stop loving people more than you love yourself. We're working on ourselves, and healing starts with ourselves. You cannot heal on the outside, and you gotta heal from the inside. And if you feel like you got to be around people, and these people that you got to be around are always like this, is something wrong with that, for real. Now, there's a difference because real self-love, it sounds like I love you, but I'm not available for that. I care about you, but that don't work for me right now. I hear you, but I choose me right now. And that's not mean. That's healthy. That's keeping you at peace. That's keeping your mind clear. That's keeping you out of trouble for some of you. Let me tell you something that changed my life. Every time you ignore your own needs to help somebody else or keep them happy, you teach them that your boundaries don't matter. So really, they'll look at you like you really don't give a fuck. You don't stand on your word. So why would I stand on anything that, you know what I'm saying, you feel like is bothering you? I'm going to keep doing it because you're going to let me do it and let me do it and let me do it. And in that sense, people will play with you, and they will just use you according to whatever it is that you deserve, that they feel like. So if you keep allowing less than, then that's all you'll keep receiving. You have to want better, y'all. But the moment you switch up, the moment you start saying in, oh motherfucker, hell no, you know. The moment you start choosing you, watch how everything change. I'm talking about people gonna say you acting funny, fuck them. Fuck them. You distant, fuck them. You different. I sure am not on the same shit. Good. You used to be growth. What have you outgrown the version of you that tolerated everything? Like I told y'all, I buried Pookie for real because that version of me is dead. Like it's a childhood nickname, and then it turned into some drug. No, I wasn't a junkie, but it turned into some drug, trap queen bitch. Like no, I was not her. Yes, I'm very, very street, very, very smart, but I am not for that. That's not me. I'm not supposed to be in that. I was not designed to be here for that. Maybe I had to go through that to get to where I'm at now. But hindsight, no female should be in them streets, period, at all. Now, you have to just deal with, the reality of you don't need to be liked by everybody. And guess what? If they don't like you, there's nothing that you could do to make them like you. So stop trying to please them. You need to be respected by yourself, okay? Because when you respect yourself, you move different. You talk different. You allow different, okay? And the right people, they not going to be intimidated by your boundaries. They going to respect them. They going to stand on them too. And they're not going to cross them. So tonight, what I need for you to do is, I need you to check yourself, okay? For those of you that journal, I do recommend, if you don't, that you do have a journal. I have plenty journals right here, okay? And I'm always journaling Bible. I have one strictly for, my prayers, and then I have one that's pertaining to, my whole life. And it's like a diary. But I do journal every day because that does kind of get your thoughts out and stuff. And I'm a loner, popular loner. Shout out to BK. But I am a popular loner. I love to be to myself because I get to talk to myself. I get to get in tune with myself. And I really get to get my spirit cleansed from anything negative because I'm so positive. I prep talk myself. I've learned how to keep me so. But soon as another spirit comes in, I go like this. And it's like, no, because I'm already ADHD, y'all. Like, for real. So, I need you guys to get you a journal. Check in every day. Try to. Even if you miss a couple days, update on one day for the couple days that you missed type shit, okay? It works. Trust me. All right? And you're going to keep your journal, okay? And you're going to check in with every day with yourself, okay? And you're going to ask yourself, what do I need? What do I feel today? What am I tired of allowing? And whatever the answer is, stand on it. No explanation, no apology, no guilt. Don't feel sorry or don't feel shameless. There's no right or wrong answer because you're not hard to love. You just love it. You just been loving the wrong people who don't know how. And that ain't your job to fix. So say this with me and mean it this time. I'm done betraying myself to be liked. Again, I am done betraying myself, my angel, to be liked. Okay? And you say that, you mean that with passion. God rebuke these people. I choose me. Okay? I choose me. You can't do nothing in this world if you ain't got yourself together. And it's coming from someone who has, I'm not all the way together, but I do have the right to say it is possible. And people pleasing will be the death of some of you. So, choose yourself. Definitely choose your crowd, your circle, your kind very wisely. Because I don't want nothing around me that's going to bring me down. I don't want nothing around me that's going to take from my essence and my purity. Okay. And I do thank y'all for joining me today. I did a little, and I didn't want to keep y'all long, but I appreciate those that are following me. Check out the YouTube at The Digital Trap House, my TikTok at The Digital Trap House Fam, which has me and all the kids and all that stuff too. But all these podcasts are on YouTube at The Digital Trap House, sorry. So, and I do be nervous, but I am going to get it all together. And I do need to, be more consistent, which is something that I'm working on. Not perfect. Like I said, I have a full life at home. I do go to school also for counseling. So this is also helping me to get in tune with some of my theories. And when I, come out and I say it, it does sound like, things that someone needs to hear. So I really do resonate and think that everything that's coming out my mouth somebody will hear it and grasp onto it. But me personally, I will tell you firsthand, people pleasing is something that you have to release that, rebuke it over all y'all's life, because we don't need nobody but God. And as long as we got Him, everything is going to be all right. You can sit to yourself and be happy. It's okay to be alone. You don't have to be on everything. It's okay to miss some parties. It's okay to miss Facebook for the day or something. I go missing sometimes and then I pop back up, but life is about your happiness. It's not about what makes you, it's about your happiness. Now, about what nobody else does or how anybody else makes you feel. Nobody should make you feel no type of way, period, because their energy should not affect you. Keep anything negative that is not for you away from you. And always stay positive. Do right, you'll get right. That's my motto.